don't start learning a language if you don't know this. A lot of people just jump to start a language and then they end up halfway because they did not know what learning a language entailed. But there are lots of things you have to know if you want to learn a language, especially if you don't know anything about a language and you just want to start learning any language. There is something that you should know, and if you do not know that, I beg you, do not start. Now, the first thing that you need is not to think of the benefits that you get. Yes, of course, everyone wants to know, okay, so if I learn this language, now where is it going to take me? Where are you going to work? So everyone wants to know the benefits of learning a language. And they also think of, the work benefits or the money, the financial benefits you're going to get from it. But if you learn the language and you put that first, you will get exhausted. You will stop on the way, you will get tired, and you fall off because you'll be disappointed. And I'm not scaring you, I'm just telling you the truth of it. So before you start learning a language, there are some things that you have to know. The first thing is that you have to know your interest. You have to be interested in the language you are learning. Don't think about the money you're going to get. Don't think about, I don't know, but everyone wants money. Yes, I know, but don't think about that yet. Think about your interest in that particular language. Are you interested in the language? Are you interested in the French you are learning or you want to learn? Or it's just because you have heard that, oh, if you learn French in Ghana, French is hot cake. If you learn French, you can work anywhere, companies are looking for French speaking. No. Please ask yourself, are you really interested in French? If you don't have interest in French, please look for another language, because sometimes another language can give you the interest that you never ever had. I know someone who said, oh, I was learning French, but it was not going well for me. And then I decided to go into Spanish, and I'm loving Spanish. Yes, so if you know that you don't have interest in French, you don't have interest in Korean, you don't have interest in Chinese, and you just want to learn because you have heard that, okay, there are lots of Chinese companies in Ghana, and then you want to work there, I don't want to say it, but that's the truth. You get exhausted, okay? So that's the bad truth, and I'm not scaring, I'm just telling the bad truth. So before you learn a language, assess your interest. Am I really interested in this language? Is this language really nice? Do I get the vibe? Secondly, don't start learning language without knowing anything about the language. You don't know anything about the language. You don't know how many people speak the language. Which people are speaking this language? You are learning Korean. Okay, apart from Korea, which other countries, speak the Korean language? Yes, you like the K-drama, you get it. What? Ask yourself, so if I don't go to Korea, where else? Which other people can I practice with, or which other people can I speak with? So you should know. For example, someone who wants to study Spanish, or the person has no idea that in Mexico, Spanish is spoken in Mexico. And a lot of people think that Mexicans speak Mexican language. How? So you have to know the language you are studying. How many countries speak that language? In which parts of the world? How many countries in Africa speak that language? How many countries in Europe, Asia, the Americas? How many countries speak? How many people speak? At least know something. Alrighty, know something. Wait a minute. Alright, so we'll come from the short commercial break. In Ghana, if you ask people, so what countries speak French? Oh, I know some countries. I know the countries that speak French. What countries? Cote d'Ivoire, Burkina Faso, Togo. If you're lucky, they'll add Benin, and that's all. Maybe they also say France because yes, French, France. But apart from that, they may not be able to tell you any more countries. They may not be able to name any more countries. Please, you should know something about it. All right. Now, we now come to the real reason why you want to learn the language. Why do you want to learn it? Is it because of some financial benefit that you're going to get from it? Is it because you just want to understand other people? Because when you learn a language, you are really going to understand other people, where they're coming from, what they're like. That's a benefit. But you think of what you want. Why are you learning the language? Why are you learning French? Maybe you want to work in this company. You want to be a French professor. This is why you are learning it. So that if you are learning, you have a goal. So if you are going on a journey, you should have a road. You should have a destination. If you don't have a destination, you don't even know where to pass, to get to your destination. I just hope I'm making some sense. But The bottom line is that know what benefit, know the opportunities out there. What opportunities do the language carry? If you are learning French, what are the opportunities you can get from French? Or what are the companies in which you can work? You can work here. This company is a French company. You can work here. Everyone is looking for a French teacher. Let me say 99% of schools in Ghana, wherever you go, they're in need of a French teacher. So you should know what opportunities are out there. If you decide to go outside of the country, where are you going to? Where are you going to study? Are you going to study in Benin? Are you going to Cote d'Ivoire? Are you going to Morocco? Or you're going to France? Right. I remember I always used to get this question back then from level 100s, when I was a teaching assistant. Level 100s will come and say, so this Spanish I'm doing, what am I going to do with it? Especially when they come fresh, they don't see the essence of learning the language, because probably the language was just given to them and they don't know why they are learning the language. Make a research and know what it is about. Well, asking others is also important, so you can also know if people have also gotten opportunities from the language. And it's very important to ask. You should also have models. You should also know people who have learned the languages and where it has taken them to. If you have models, it also pushes you to learn the language harder. But if you're learning, you don't know anyone who has learned the language, you don't know whatever opportunities they got from the language, you just feel like, so what I'm doing, it won't send me anywhere. Did I say crap? Alright, I take that off. So, if you have models, if you have people who have been on that journey, it helps you, it models you, it shapes you, it keeps you going, because at the end of the day, you're going to have something to do. You get it? If not for anything, at least you can do I take the car off again. If not for anything, you can even, as I always say, the missions as to the language. At least that is also a goal. Actually, you can have that religious goal that, okay, I've learned this language because I want to travel to Korea and go and preach. It can also be your goal. Not only financial, there could be financial benefit, there could be social benefit, there could be religious benefits, depending on what is on your heart and what you're going out for. The last thing I'm probably going to talk about, you also have to know where are you going to learn it. There are some languages, if you are in Ghana, maybe it's only YouTube or Duolingo that you're going to find classes or lessons. You hardly come across, let's be honest, you hardly come across a Korean teacher. You hardly come across a Chinese teacher. Well, Chinese, a few people do Chinese, but you hardly come across a Russian teacher in Ghana. So you have to know, ask yourself, so this language I want to learn, where am I going to learn it? If I'm going to learn it on YouTube, how am I going to find videos? Am I going to be diligent enough to study it, or I'm going to stop on the way because it becomes difficult and I cannot find any tutor? So ask yourself how you want to learn the language. If you think YouTube is the best way, go for it. This language I'm going to learn, I'm going to just stick to YouTube and I'm just going to learn with YouTube. If I'm going to learn Duolingo, but Duolingo will not be it. I'm going in for Duolingo, I'm going to do it, I'm going to learn it there. I just advise you, if you're learning with an app, try to use the premium version, especially if you don't have the access to tutors around you, especially in your country. I talk about Ghana because that's where I'm from, but in your country, if you're not going to get access to any tutor, just think about that. Think about trying to pay premium, because it will just be the equivalent to getting a language tutor. Yes, or you can also schedule some online live sessions with some native speakers and then speak with them, because honestly it will be very difficult for you to come across tutors who help you. Once you know all these things, I tell you, you are good to go. You are just good to go, and you can kickstart with your language journey. And of course, if you think you have fears about it, oh, am I ever going to be able to do it? Am I going to learn all vocabulary again? I have a video for you. So you have to check out the video where I talk about my fears, my biggest fears as a language learner, and how I was able to overcome them. So you can find them, watch them. Let me know if you're going to start learning any language and put it in the comment section. Whatever language that you are planning to learn or you're thinking of learning, I want to know. It's just out of curiosity. Don't forget to subscribe, don't forget to like, don't forget to share with your friends. Once again, it's B-Proficient.